using AI-generated content to create a full film and meeting the privacy demands of the ultra-rich with secure AI ecosystems. These are just two of the AI breakthroughs recognized at this year's SGTech Impact Awards. We have the people behind those AI ideas in studio with us. Ms. Pax Chen Zhuo is from content company FizzDragon, and Mr. Kevin Teng is from wealth management firm WRISE Private Singapore. Thanks for joining me this evening. Pax, let's start with you. Tell us how you have been using AI to make waves in your industry.
So we started from 2024, and we collaborating with 130 creators across 13 countries and regions altogether to create the first AIGC movie in this world. Yeah, so this is a starting point. And right now that we already streamline the whole processes and engaging more and more creators into our community and ecosystems.
Right. And you're also building a creator platform, isn't it, that will turn everyday users into movie producers. How does that work?
So for AIGC movie or the advertisement, a lot of people are using it for. The difficulty part is that there are so many models and so many features people need to follow up every single day. And this may stop them from creating the new stuff. And we streamline the whole process with our experiences and use AI agents and all the technology development to make the whole process more smooth. So they don't need to learn the difficult technology prompt or other skills. They can use a very intuitive way to create their own story and movies on our platform. Yeah.
Okay. Kevin, let's bring you in here now. Without getting too technical, how is AI helping you meet the privacy demands of ultra-high network people? Because, that level of people are, very particular about their data and privacy.
Sure. So at WRISE, we really believe that the wealth management industry or business is still ultimately human-led, but tech, and in this case, AI-enabled. And because of AI adoption, we have seen that our overall service capabilities to this segment of clients definitely improved around two key areas. Number one, increased responsiveness, and then secondly, expansion in the quality of our advice to them. Yeah.
Now, in more tangible impact, right? In efficiency, say speed, or client satisfaction, which is like a priority or the one that you see most advanced? And give me a real example.
Sure. So we have really tried to implement this throughout the firm. So from the back office all the way through the front of house. And in short, I think AI has helped us to be faster internally and even more precise externally. And to answer your question around the tangible impact, I think clearly we see a lot of improvement around productivity with regards to administrative and more routine tasks. These used to take many hours with regards to data consolidation, generation of reports. These are now done in real time. So in terms of the client experience then, clearly our advisors have more time to hyper-personalize some of these advice. And again, goes back to the advice.
Right. So when your firm, your company uses AI, is this transparent to your clients? Are they aware and are they okay with that?
In fact, yes, they are aware, but in fact, some of our clients would even counter-check against some of these AI engine tools before coming to us and trying to see what kind of or where the disparity is.
Do they have reservations?
Reservations definitely, because I'm sure we're gonna talk about this later, but some of the things that AI cannot do, critical judgment at the end of the day, and that comes with experience, right? So there will still be reservations, but at the end of the day, I think these are time-tested relationships that we have, and the discretion in the judgment still prevails.
Sure. Now, looking ahead, what's next for your company, right? Pax, for example, let's start with you. What should other businesses seriously start embracing AI now?
Okay. So for our FizzDragon, starting from 2024 till now, we are building a ecosystem. So one hand is that We have a lot of studios and AI artists. For now, we already have a network of more than 2,000. We aim to reach like 100K in 2 years. And on the other hand, there are a lot of new requirements we see from the market.
Right.
For example, the SME businesses. Previously, advertisement is very expensive. Another section is the movie production because it takes millions to invest in a movie, but now it doesn't take so much. And everyone has some story they want to tell. For example, SME founders, they want to creating their founder story, why they started, or create a short drama about their companies. So that's why I feel everyone, either you have your own businesses or you want to have your own personal branding, should try with AI to discharge your creativity and share with the world about the message you want to deliver.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin, what about you for your industry? What should businesses, I suppose, even in your industry, start embracing now?
So, just speaking about ourselves again, we are really in the early phase of this AI adoption and rollout. But we are very excited about what's to come, because we see that the competitive advantages will definitely present as we continue to press on with this AI rollout and implementation from our firm's perspective. Again, going back to being human-led, the wealth management industry is still going to be that, but I think caveat to firms that just treat AI as a cost-cutting tool, that is not probably the way that you want to play it in the long run.
Especially not in the ultra-high net worth sector.
No, absolutely.
You definitely need that human touch, right?
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, it still goes back to what are you going to do with these tools? And for us, we want to really constantly be expanding the quality of our advice to the clients.
Right. Okay, thanks for joining us this evening. And I was speaking with Pax Chen Zhuo from FizzDragon and Mr. Kevin Teng from WRISE Private Singapore on how AI has transformed the business.